How it do, how it be, how it is, everybody. Welcome in and welcome back. We back in Terraform. Don't worry, Ben will be returned to us soon. He's got a show tonight. Checking my audio levels. Looks like I'm good. Hi. Hello, everybody. Episode 4 of Terraform. I'm very excited. Last we left off, the party learned some interesting new information about the location of Ben's father through Lorwyn, the Warforged Dragon Rider. And while Ben is not here with us, Thylo has a few fires to put out within the city of Cairn. I'm going to turn the music down a smidge. And so that leaves us open to tie up some additional stuff that's been going on within the party's character progressions, which I'm really excited to be unpacking today. So we're in the city of Cairn, and the last time we were in the city of Cairn, Eshna, Taylor and Tracy's amazing character, it wasn't like disintegration level, but it was very much killed a city guard in the defense of a cultist / terrorist that she found out was actually being brainwashed and mind controlled. And so in the defense of this person, the plot was thickened, and so the party has to be lying a little low right now. In the city of Cairn, they gotta kind of choose carefully how they move about the city. I'm Sir Feffers. Thank you for being here. I'm the humble dungeon master of the Long Shot Table, and it is my honor to introduce these yahoos to you, starting with that dorky cosplayer.
Hi guys, I'm that dorky cosplayer. I do cosplay shenanigans on all the social things, and I am playing Lavina Vetra, the Storm Genasi Warlock Monk. Aha, I remembered again this time. That's 2 weeks in a row of when we're streaming.
Woo!
And she is good at disguises. Laying low, on the other hand. We'll see. She could do it. She's done it before. It's just if she wants to. But yeah, I'm excited to get into all the shenanigans today, and I will pass it off to Shane.
Hi everyone, my name is Shane Whalley. You can find me on all socials as Shane Whalley from YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, and all those fun places. I am also the host and owner of the Real and Remarkable podcast. Episodes coming out weekly now on Thursdays. This week we are doing drama at work when you have issues with customers or bosses. Which one's juicier? We don't know. I can't remember. Did we talk about our characters?
Yes, talk about your character.
Okay. So Lorwyn was invited to go along with the group because he was offered a chance to fly, and that's really all it takes, depending on the situation. Before he finished off in last episode, he had to send off 2 specific letters that were very important. One to Lord Brainard, and the other one that was sealed with a gold stamp. And it was sent to a place called home. And he is currently just traveling around with them and excited to see where they're going to go, but very much anticipating some flight. Now I'll pass it off to Jake.
Hello, I'm Critfail Jake. You can find me on TikTok and Instagram. I play Anarian, the Fallen Isomar Twilight Cleric. He's probably still pretty bummed that his sibling is dead, but is trying to just focus on the task at hand to keep himself busy and occupied. Yeah. Taylor.
Hi everyone, I'm Taylor and Tracy. You can find me everywhere as Taylor and Tracy. I am the writer and game master for the LARP Heinefall, a 5-day immersive medieval event held in the Sherwood Forest Fairgrounds. We're having our grand gathering coming up November 8th. Get your tickets soon before we either run out of tents or before it's just too late. Check us out. We're a lot of fun. You can check us out at heinefall.com. That's all my brain has been doing for the past month and for the upcoming month. I play Eshna. She is the Callous Stars, Circle of Stars druid. She's kind of taken a back seat a little bit in what the adventure going on has been trying to let Levy kind of like make friends and see how she navigates the world while just being there to help her if she needs it. But it was like recently now with the teleportation circles of the Church of Death not working and not really a godly force that's doing it. She's starting to think maybe they're using Mere Sky again, and maybe that might take a little precedence now in her brain over the Lost Father. Even though she knows that the Lost Father is maybe a key to helping her find Mere Sky, but she is very much so getting to the point of like, okay, this is all great, but can we go find my husband now, please? Please. And yeah, that's about where she is.
All right, let's get into it. Chat real quick though, if you want to get caught up on previous episodes, you can head over to the YouTube Jake and Feffers, and if you would like to join our community, you can head over to the Discord. Long shot, we are as chaotic as we are wholesome. You have been warned. The party is in a pub. It's about midday. Thylo was needed to put out a few fires and do a few things around the house. And so the party is very much sequestered in this small pub. A map has been pulled out along the table, and the party is deciding exactly where they would like to go to next and what they might be able to get taken care of and what leads they would like to follow.
I would definitely like to say that before we went to the pub, Eshna has used her disguise kit to disguise herself so that she isn't
Absolutely.
spotted or anything, especially because so many people last time we were here were like, we need Eshna.
Yeah.
Or Tati, we need Tati, we need Tati. I'm really
Well, what do you look like now?
I'll probably go with like, I'm gonna use like a really, really yellow skin tint, which makes me green, and then I'm just gonna put like 2 fake fangs, and I'm gonna be just like a little orc.
Okay, yeah.
Like a weirdly elegant orc. Like I'm gonna try to look like I'm tough, but it's still like
every orc you pass by, everyone's like, wait a minute. Excellent. Looking through your various options, you know that because the teleportation circles are mysteriously down, it is likely we will have to be doing it to buy Dragonback. We will be likely flying to our next adventure. The vibes in the room are a little tense, you can constantly hear the soldiers marching by, keeping the peace. A couple of interesting things have happened in the city of Cairn since the last time we were here. Let's all get perception checks real quick. Lorwyn, you're not too familiar with this city, but you've been here once or twice. Uh-oh.
Nat 20.
Nat 20, very nice.
22.
22.
It's a Vaporeon.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wait, is it?
You gotta block your face. 15.
I know.
There we go. Cool.
Yeah.
15. What we get, Dorky?
Y'all are gonna be so impressed. A 9.
Well, for Levy, there's just a lot of soldiers. With a 15, Shane, there's a lot of forced calm kind of an energy. Like, things are moving, the markets are open, everyone's kind of keeping their head down, and people are staying calm. This is the biggest city in the kingdom. Hundreds of thousands of people. And it's packed. It's packed tight. With a 22 Inarian, you've been picking up on discourse between the churches. As you know intimately, One of the churches, the church to the god Despair, was crunched, and a good chunk of the wall along with it. A lot of the rumors and stories around the city still pertain to what possibly happened there. They know that there was some strange entity in the sky during the riots, and the cultists were acting like terrorists, and there was all this crazy stuff going on. And then in one fell swoop, there was a big explosion, a building, and a lot of the Great Wall went down. And then the army marched in and restored order. Eshna.
Real quick, is it like, can I tell between, is just the churches in general, or is it Despair and a certain other church?
From what you're able to determine, the churches in general are tense. A lot of, with any power vacuum, there's going to be people taking advantage. There's been protests that have been shut down. The various churches have all kind of been... Generally, the churches all work together. So this is kind of a new territory for you. The only churches that really seem locked together and focused would be Amiss and Amora, simply because they're based off of twin trinities. But everything else seems to be... tension seemed to be rising in that regard.
And the power vacuum is due to the missing, what's his face?
Church of Despair.
No, the Stormfather is missing.
Yeah, isn't the
Also
Stormfather
true.
missing?
Yeah, so
Is that what's causing the power
That's
vacuum,
what,
or
that's
is
what
the...
made like the vacuum.
Yes. Okay,
Or
so
the-
my apologies. There were two instances. And right on the heels of the Stormfather disappearing, a second thing happened that you were involved with, where Amiss struck out Amora struck out upon the Church of Despair, leveling that church and piece of the wall where you were, as Despair tried to get a hold of you. So chaos. There's been a lot of chaos, and they're all trying to restore order, but in a way that they have the advantage.
So in the follow, what's the state of Despair in Cairn now that Amora did the big smack?
There's a lot of it's diminished, but what is still around has from what you've been able to tell with the 22 is that there's a lot of victim mentality and martyrdom kind of being pitched to show themselves as the victims, and you would know that a lot of the church as a whole on the continent would not be okay with how the churches are acting within the city of Cairn. Eshna. With a natural 20. This music is not supposed to have vocals in it. How dare you? You stop that. You stop it. All right. There is with a natural 20. It feels like there's a brewing class war on the rise. The nobility is becoming very divided at the stoking of the Church of the Stormfather. As you know, the new High Monarch of the Church of the Stormfather killed the previous High Monarch. Only you guys know this.
I don't, right?
Correct.
Yep.
And then immediately went and preached this message about how these healing crystals are not of the will of God, because you are extending your life past what the greater designs of God are for you. and we all must get rid of these healing crystals and fall back under the loving embrace and the guidance of our Lord, the Stormfather. And a lot of the nobility didn't like that, and a lot of the nobility felt like that made a lot of sense. And now we got brewing discourse amongst the noble houses, especially here locally. So they've brought in the army, but you still feel like this place is a powder keg ready to go up.
So you said class war. Is it it's not the rich versus the poor type of war, it's just nobility versus nobility?
Yeah, maybe a
Isn't
civil
that just
war? Maybe class war
Isn't
might
that,
be
yeah, I was like, isn't that just war?
Yeah, maybe that's just war.
I feel like nobility versus nobility is just war.
It's just civil
Okay.
war.
They just
Okay.
use the other classes as their weapons.
Yeah. Oh, dark.
I was like, okay, who was the other side of the war?
Well,
Okay,
what's interesting
gotcha.
is that for the first time, there's infighting between the same houses. Like House Thorn will have people that are divided with amongst each other, and such.
Because they don't want to give up their healing crystals?
Correct. And some of them do.
Let's take them all. Let's take them all. Nobody gets them. Okay. Eshna is just kind of like, mortals. I don't know what I would do with that information. I'm just like, okay, well,
Yeah, you just get in the context of the city.
yeah.
Definitely feels
Good-
like
good.
just as things are trying to calm down, it's just ramping back up again.
Okay.
Sonari sits, looking about, looks at the map, and every now and then will point out inconsistencies in Lorwyn's mind as to various spots, a mountain range slightly off, because Sonari has been up in the sky for so long, knows when a map is inconsistent.
Mhm.
Wow.
Is there anything specific that she is pointing out to me?
Well, as a whole, she believes that the map itself needs to be squished and then lengthened, and that it's not actually per size. And then one or two mountains here and there are either too small or exaggerated to the extreme or something like that.
Okay.
So what's the plan, gang?
Well, if we're heading far and we cannot teleport, we need provisions, obviously. Lorwyn, does Sonari, how much do you eat? How much do we need to prepare for you? I've never traveled with a dragon and its rider before. I apologize.
She eats a lot. Levy's just gonna like chime in with like this trauma look, like she eats a lot. Like
So
More than I ever do. So, and it's pretty much, I think, and he looks towards Nari like anything. And and he just laughs, especially the green vegetables.
Well, I can make plenty of those.
He starts like giggling towards her in his head.
The carnivore of a dragon glares at you.
I do not approve of this joke.
Also, and while Sonari loves to snack, as long as the dragon eats a sizable meal once every couple of weeks.
Very reptilian.
Yeah,
Got it.
very reptilian.
Okay, got it. Cool. Just wanted to know if we needed
Yeah.
extra
We'll
prep.
be grumpy, but won't starve.
Cool.
Is a sizable
Right.
meal a city or a village? Or
Like a handful of cows.
Okay.
Full of cows, a person who said the wrong thing. Yeah.
Anyone who made fun of her
Tomato,
heels.
Trader.
Right. Sometimes they're belt, and so.
Okay, well, I mean, there's nothing I can see here other than stuff is just getting worse and worse between houses, between nobles.
You wish to leave the city.
Yeah, very much.
The churches aren't faring any better. Sooner or later, better is for us.
Okay. And we're flying.
The islands, I believe, are surrounded by whirlpools, so that will be the simplest solution to get there.
Lorwyn stands up sharply with his hands on the table, pushes forward. Well, that's good enough for me, and starts walking.
All right. Are we moving?
Yep.
All right. Eshna
Yep.
and Levy, is there anything you would like Quip to do before leaving town? You have an NPC at your beck and call, who has some skills in barding and roguery.
Sure. I would like, if he is a particularly good songwriter, I would like him to try and twist the tale of Tati and... Because do they know that Eshna killed a guard, or do they know that Tati killed a guard?
They knew Eshna by your face, who killed a guard. I'll say this with your perception of 20 as well.
So, blue-faced, beautiful woman.
Yep.
Great. I would like him to twist the tale to where, some of the truth, obviously, because that makes a tale very believable, that there was a person in mind control, and Tati is one that figured it out and stuff like that. And make it where the guard that was killed is more of a martyr, like a hero of types, and unfortunately, between Tati and him, they could not save the day on their own, and she was needed, blah blah blah.
Okay.
However creative he wants to be, but twist the tale, and in the tale spread the rumor that that Tati is searching for her storm.
Okay. Excellent. Any buffs you would like Quip to have as he ventures out into the streets and bars and the like?
Whatever I can give him. I don't know what I can give him.
What do we got?
Guidance.
All right, we got a guidance. I'm gonna roll a performance. I'm gonna roll 3 performances real quick. Oh no! No, I got guidance. Guidance. Which is a D4, I believe.
4.
D6.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, D4.
Yeah, D6, yes. Haha,
Yes.
I forgot.
We've got a 9, an 18, and a 1, which is now a 5, and now a 7. So he's not in prison. Let's talk logistics. How are we flying, and are we bringing Quip?
I would think
I would-
probably not, right?
I would send Quip to Emily and
Okay.
have him prepare her for us coming back that direction.
Okay.
After we go on this quick mission to find Mere Sky. So I'm sure they also kind of know who Mere Sky is. So I would probably more so send him that way than have him come with us.
All right. He's gonna, as he gets ready to part ways with you guys, he kind of steps up and gives Eshna a big hug, and he goes, "Well, I'll see you, right?
Of course.
Okay. Levy,
Quip.
I'd like to have a friendly wager with you. You steal
Okay.
something, I steal something, and when we meet up again, we compare, and whoever's got the best thiefed item, we 5 gold.
Stolen's the word you're looking for there, mate.
Thank you kindly, sir.
That's why the
Borrow.
song didn't go very well.
All right. 5 gold.
5 gold. Very
Let's
good.
see what you can get.
All right.
Without getting in jail, of course.
Oh, of course. And with that, he nods to the rest of the party, shoulders his bag, and slinks into the crowd.
No, I love seeing them all grown up.
So how do we exit the city? There are various lookouts in various directions. If a rogue dragon were to suddenly fly out of the city, there might be a few questions.
Is there a trail where merchants come in and out with carts and stuff like that?
There's the port and a river, as well as a north gate and a south gate.
Did you, I want to make sure I heard, because I had a bit of like, did you say that if we flew out, it would start questions?
It would raise some questions if a dragon who was essentially unaccounted for suddenly flew out of the city. There might be a few follow-up inquiries on behalf of other people. Take dragons seriously. People keep tabs on their dragons. And the dragons, very much in general, are inclined towards an evil nature and have to be very closely watched. So if word got out, they might send some dragons to go investigate.
So I would know this type of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how far away from here from Lord Braylor, even though I know I just sent him a letter?
Oh, very far away.
Damn it. Okay.
Real quick, because I can't remember. Is Sonari the only metallic dragon? Or are all the other ones chromatic? Okay.
There are some in history, but not
Right,
seen
but
in
like-
a long time, yeah. The rest are
Yeah.
chromatic.
I say we take a ship headed towards that direction and then exit when needed.
I like it.
Okay. But if they're still accounting for where Sonari is, if she's not accounted for, how do I get that covered?
Don't turn into a dragon until we are out of eyesight.
Okay.
So if we just get a little bit away, stop at a dock farther out, exit.
Yeah, because he was saying they have dragons in the city, so they know which dragons are supposed to be there. So if a new one suddenly appeared,
Okay.
it would raise some eyebrows. So
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. So if we just get some distance, get some space, then we can transform where we aren't needed to be seen.
For sure.
Okay.
So let's head to the docks.
All right. Party begins moving towards the docks. Again,
still an
this
orc.
Yeah. Again, the heavy influence of many soldiers. And there is nothing worse than an idle army. It's a lot of expenses, it's a lot of very tough individuals with nothing to do aside from keep the peace how they see fit. And you see a few instances of very intense looks, and you can see a shop getting not hassled, but as you guys are walking, there is 8 soldiers, and you don't know the context because you weren't there when this started, but you can see that they're currently arresting this old lady. The old lady is crying. It looks like a small pottery shop of some kind. And they're not being very gentle. And you can see a lot of onlookers, a lot of locals just kind of like too afraid to speak up. But very not okay with the situation that's unfolding as it is in front of them.
Can I see which army they belong to?
Yep, make a perception check.
And I would like to go up to a group that seems upset,
Okay.
of the onlookers, and just like very quietly go, well, what's going on? What happened?
Do I have advantage because of my nobility?
I will make the DC easier because you're a nobility.
Okay.
This young man kind of sits forward and goes, it's a sad tale, lass. It's that's old Maddie. Old Maddie doesn't know when to keep her head down and keep her yap shut. She's been very vocal about the armies and very vocal against the nobility and how they're not looking out for us, as it were.
So
like she
they're
finally-
basically arresting her because they didn't like what she had to say?
I wouldn't know, but I wouldn't be surprised if they found a reason to arrest her.
14.
That's people in power for you. And he walks off. Make an insight check. 14. These are forces to House Olkirk, the strong right hand of House Thorn.
Okay. And they should recognize the insignia.
They should.
Okay.
Levy on the insight check.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
No, you're good.
My bad. Math 24.
Okay. On
Yeah,
the
you said
gentleman
insight,
were-
right?
Yeah. On the
Yeah.
gentleman you were just talking to, it seems like he had a full understanding of the lay of the land in this situation. And he seemed real defeated by the outcome and did not think that it would be likely to change anytime soon. But you don't sense any lie in his statement or anything like that.
I want to try one more time asking somebody else. And this time I'm going to say, hey, so I hear they're just arresting her because she was talking about the armies not doing their job. But did she do anything to...
Yeah, that's old Marty. She doesn't know when to shut the fuck up.
Okay, same thing. Cool.
She's going senile. This was bound to happen eventually.
Lauren's going to
Kinda-
step out. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, Lauren's going to step out of place and start walking towards the one of the guards, not the ones with their hands on her, but one that looks to be in charge.
Okay. You see one that's got one additional lapel of insignia. He's got a
I'm gonna
he's
go
got a
with
single feather.
Go with.
Okay. Single feather hanging off the side. He's kind of looking at and you can see that he's kind of looking through the various pots and stuff like that. Just clay pots. Very small little enterprise going on here. Small business owners.
Lauren stands beside him and just looks forward and says, "Fine day for an arrest, isn't it?"
You giving me lip?
I don't have lips,
Sir,
but I wouldn't be
my
giving.
apologies. Yes, sir.
Look how quickly the tune changes.
Yeah, there was a lead that there was some smuggling going on over here. The additional to the port, she's brought in for questions and various slander against the noble family, especially including yourself, the House Thorn. Very, very strong words against nobility. It can't be handled and taken lightly around here. No, sir, we're on top of it. Rest assured you.
I greatly appreciate your attention to detail. Speaking of, what details do you have of this information?
Oh, we don't have too much information yet. I'm just kind of doing my job, sir. You can make an insight check.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. 15.
15. This dude doesn't know anything about smuggling. He's just trying to cover his ass for hassling an old lady because he doesn't like what she's been saying.
Lauren turns himself to look towards him and then looks back at the person. Give me proof, please. Because if you have this details and this information, I would love to commend you for doing such a great duty and honor to taking care of the houses.
Right away, sir. Right away. Of course. Gents, smash them pots. Find me some evidence. And
is there a way you can do it?
Hold on.
No!
Is there
Gonna step in front if they tried to move too quickly.
I was about to stop it as well. Lauren raises a hand just effortlessly towards his hips, just in front of the eyesight of the guard. No destruction, because if there is no proof, you will be held accountable.
roll intimidation.
Snarry with me?
Snarry's with you.
Double intimidation?
No.
The bombastic side eye.
Can I be helping by?
By
Can
how?
I be helping by being an orc behind
Dirty
us just
20.
glaring?
Just being an orc? That's racist!
I'm glaring!
You're too pretty.
Glaring!
Yeah.
You're too fancy. You're
I'll
too
give you
dainty of an
advantage
orc.
for the bombastic side eyes.
Okay. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Oh, he's in a tough spot now. He realizes that he has been had. And with the party watching and a few of the people starting to egg him on, yeah, find some evidence, shitbag.
Lauren turns around to the spectators and be like, I understand you guys are upset, but I'm here to make sure everything goes okay.
Mom,
Let's
is
treat
that dude
everyone.
made out of metal?
He just looks down at the child and just like, much more. And then and then just slyly turns back to the guard. Is like, I am not here to make you stress. I'm not here anything. I just want to make sure we're doing the right thing.
Of course, Jen's get in there. And very gingerly, they all kind of make a grand showing of like trying to find some evidence.
I look over to Levy. I'm like, do you want to ask the lady what's going on, since I think you'll have it in a better manner than me?
Gladly.
Okay, then I look to the guards like, I'm just going to have and he looks to Levy, my friend here, just talk to the lady for a quick second. I only just need her to ask her a few things, and then I'll come right back to you, because I want to make sure that your word is honorable as it always has been. Am I right?
Roll persuasion.
Ooh, this isn't a good one. 9.
9.
Yeah. Still intimidated. Does it get advantage?
He's already intimidated. So I think there's gonna be a. Oh, of course, just don't let her get away from you.
I promise.
And,
We'll make sure that she will not leave.
Snaps his fingers, and the two guards that have her kind of let her go, and she kind of goes back to the bent over, hobbled old lady that she is, and kind of starts looking around, all confused and scared, as the rest of the guards, the other like four or five guards, start going through the pot.
Levy's gonna guide her over, gently take her hands and be like, hello, my name is Levy, and guide her to a small bench or something that she can sit on.
Oh, thank
And-
you, dear.
So, we're trying to figure out what the situation is and what exactly is going on. We understand that you have said some choice words regarding the guards, and we just wanted to check, is there anything else that has gone on besides that?
Besides the army occupying their own city like it's a foreign enemy, besides the churches at
Gently
each other's throats and-
squeezes her hands.
Wow.
Gently.
She's lying.
Because if you don't tell me, we can't help you. So I would think of your answer very carefully. Is there anything else that has happened that they might be trying to pin on you or charge you for?
I didn't do anything. There was a magic shopkeeper who got set up. They're doing this to people. Whoever they want out of the way, they don't care about the small business owners of the common folk. You're all a bunch of rat bastards.
So is she telling the truth?
Make an insight check.
I needed the permission if I was rolling for it.
That's fair. Oh, thank you, Flux. Feff's like playing
insight.
old people. I just like to make sure that they're included.
21.
21. She's a little bewildered and off her kilter, but she seems to be telling the truth. She's just been very vocal and and up till now hasn't cared who hears it, and it's finally biting her in the ass.
Okay.
Has Lauren
Well-
heard anything she said?
Yes.
Okay.
Eshna and Anarian. Passive perceptions? Actually, wait a minute. I'm sorry. You guys have that written down. I can just glance at it.
14.
14.
20.
20. Anarian. While this is going, you note that you note that Lorwyn and Levy are both looking to the old lady, and Eshna is kind of keeping an eye out. But Anarian, you spot one of the guards trying to plant evidence to save his officer's hide. You see, he pulls out a bottle of some kind and shake it a little bit before putting it in one of the pots.
I'm gonna stop in mid-shake.
Okay. What do you do?
What you got there that you keep in your pockets? What's your name?
What's your name?
Anarian of the Church of Amora.
Well, they call me John of
All right, John.
of the city.
John, I don't want to hear another word of smack talk, as I can talk to the church and have many things done to you. Now, do tell me what's in that lovely bottle you've got there.
I wouldn't know. I found it in this here pot.
In your pocket that I just watched you pull. Don't play crap with me.
Roll intimidation.
Ooh. Don't play
I just
crap.
need to point out you called him the City John.
Apt.
Listen, you outhouse of a person.
Communal shithole.
Dirty
Now
20.
this is why your
Dirty
eyes
20.
are brown. It's only
And he goes. He kind of gets a little closer, and under his breath he goes, "Look, sir, the captain's a good bloke. There's no need for any of this." And he hands you
And
his,
there's planting evidence. Planting evidence constitutes a good bloke. Really? You see that shiny fellow right over there? We're one word from me to him, and this whole operation gets shut down.
That's not necessary, sir. It's not necessary.
Is
at
it?
all.
Is it not? You
No,
want
I
to
don't
show
think
me
so.
how it's not necessary then?
And he pulls out a purse and tries to hand it to you, like a coin purse.
You're making it worse.
Ah. Okay.
You should be ashamed of yourself and should turn in your armor, whatever
John.
standard issue garbage they give you. You are not fit to represent this city. Did you grow up here? Where are you from?
I'm from Hatsy.
I should have known.
Oh.
You soldiers should take pride in your work. Pride in where you live and who you protect. Not this covering your own arse just for the sake. I just point out of the shop. Just...
he ducks his head, and as soon as he gets in the sunlight, he puts his faceplate down and tries to meld into the area, into the crowd and dip. And you can see other soldiers abandoning the officer and just kind of dipping out before they have to give their names and whatnot, until it's just the officer left and his right hand man of a kind. Go ahead.
I walk up to Lorwyn, just, what is this world coming to? And I just let him. Well, he's gone now. John tried planting evidence. I hold up the bottle that I swiped from him in his confusion.
A nice little bottle of acid now that can be coded to a weapon, and for one attack, if it hits, does an additional 1d10 acid damage.
So Lauren looks over to Narian with the bottle, and then his shoulders lower, and he looks towards the guard. It's just like, is this yours or this John's?
Well,
it's okay to take a breath. He's trying to calm him down because he doesn't want him to start being panicked.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
John's always been a bit enthusiastic. Didn't act on my orders. Though
he seems to respect you.
Well, thank you. I try to be a good example.
So if you're a good
John said
example,
you're a good bloke.
Mm-hmm.
Now's your opportunity to prove it.
Kind of lifts his chin up a little bit at you and then immediately puts it back down. What would you suggest, sir?
Perhaps taking accountability for your own actions for a start.
That's
Mistakes and all.
Looks like we didn't find any evidence, and the rumors we're hearing were without merit. So we'll be on our way.
Lauren places his hand just on the shoulder of the captain, and it's just being like, I knew the right choices would appear themselves towards you, so I don't need to talk to anyone about this, do I?
Oh, no. I think this is a good old-fashioned misunderstanding.
A one-time only misunderstanding.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely, of course.
Any future Johns will not exist anymore, am I right?
I will vet my people more closely, sir.
Respect is totally normal. It's totally wanted, but not to the harm of others. I knew you got your position from being honorable, so I'm just a little, not disappointed, but unexpectedly surprised by your poor choices.
If that's all, sir, I will go back to my duties.
Okay.
Let's go, boys. And the bundle, they quickly bundle themselves away.
I just kind of like sniffs the potion. Oh, not bad.
Old Marty.
Lauren,
Go ahead.
Lauren's gonna go towards the older woman and just be like,
There's both hands on Levy's hands.
and how tall would she be compared to Lauren?
She's like 5'2".
And
Okay.
she's sitting.
Yeah.
Okay. So Lorwyn does not kneel or anything because it's still in respectable height. He looks towards her and is like, I greatly adore that you have a voice of your own. But we have to also understand that sometimes your words will have repercussions on any factor. If something is upsetting you from the way people have been treating, please speak out to the people who will be able to listen and actually help you out. Otherwise, something like this may happen, which we hope will never happen, but we can't be unaware of the unexpected.
Who's gonna help me out?
Help you out in what way?
We can't depend on the god. We can't depend on the nobility, and we can't even depend on the church.
Lauren's saddened by hearing this, knowing that he is a part of the problem that she is speaking of. He looks to Scenario and asks her through his mind to just come over beside.
She glides over.
Okay. We both look down in sync towards the lady, and it's like, you can depend on yourself, but also know that we are here to help. And he gestures to us, Cenarian himself, and just like, we may not be around at every moment, but we are the ones who are here to try and make each day better. And if you need help, Thorn has the right resources for you to reach out to. Just write a message to the people of our home, and you'll know who. You'll get a response back perfectly in time for your questions. You won't be left alone. It may feel it for now, but you won't be left alone.
Thank you, young man.
He smirks a little and is like, of course.
She gets up, does a little bow, and starts cleaning up her shop.
Mhm.
Crowd disperses.
All right, then.
After a while.
All right, there's our good deed for the day.
And Lauren just starts walking.
All
That
right.
was close. I pulled rank, but I don't have any real rank in the Church of Mora, so I was hoping you didn't call my bluff.
You were very convincing.
Wait, you don't? No.
Lauren looks at him and is like, that's good to know. And then he just starts walking.
All right, chat. We're gonna go to break. We'll be right back.
What your situation here is? Are you trying to kill this man, or are you trying to
I'm gonna
explain
walk
to me?
out of here, and you're gonna let me.
Oh,
Why do you
you're
think we're after you?
I don't know, maybe because you blew up
You're
my
some no-name
operation.
fucking SoundCloud rapper.
No offense to you, Lil Purple. What you do is your business. Fully willing to just let you go about
You
your
can
day.
leave.
We're looking for a guy, and then we're gonna go. That's
Who's
it.
not small or purple.
I don't know who he is yet. Who is
He
man?
knows a little too much.
Okay, how about this?
You sound like the
I'm-
mouse.
I'm gonna take a few steps closer,
Utopia.
all right?
Yeah.
He sounds like the,
He's like the mole.
Godfather mouse.
You disrespected me. You disrespected my grandmama.
Don't do it.
Okay, but I do think that this is not a great place to do negotiating. I
What?
mean, death comes for us all one day,
Not
my
me.
friend. Not him, though. But
I could release you from your flesh prison.
Stonk's not the time.
He wants to live forever.
I hate to inform you, Little Purple, but you've accidentally and quite literally backed yourself into a corner. Either we stay here and let you drown, or we get to negotiate on fairer terms.
I'll take that chance. I just need to wait out until backup gets here.
Little Purple, you're running out of friends.
Within spitting distance, maybe.
You're right. This whole voice is just going to hell. He's a mixture of Stonks meets the slug lady from Monsters Incorporated.
Ross. Yeah, that's all I can hear.
Sounds good.
Give and take.
You first.
No.
Okay. Stonks closes the door.
Okay.
Son of a bitch.
We unlock that door again.
Well, let me get that for you.
Guys, Little Purple's a little skittish. We're just gonna negotiate in private for a little bit. Mind we just close this?
Oh, all right. I just push the lever again to shut the door.
All right. Let's talk.
I'm just gonna inform you of my actions real quick, all right? I'm just gonna move forward just to get closer to you, all right?
I understand how magic works. No closer.
He's got you there.
All the best business has danger in it.
Do you make drugs? What do you do?
I work for some very big, scary people. Those big, scary people I'm more afraid of than you. But I do. Oh, he's gone. Until and goes, you run on back to your little lover now. And remember this.
Slowly starts walking towards y'all.
I never want to see your faces again.
I don't have one.
Yeah, he's just a skeleton.
You guys definitely kicked his teeth in.
Dodger's gonna run over to the door to. Oh, is that him? Is that the purple guy?
The one dressed in all purple? Yeah.
He's responsible for all this.
Mm-hmm. Before you
Sniper
go
rifle
crazy.
mode.
Wait. I'm now gonna turn to Harem. What's his name? Heron?
Like Heron gone.
I'm sorry, but it's for your own good. And then I'm gonna polymorph him into a tortoise. Hold him gently in my bony arms.
Okay.
I raise my gun to Little Purple. Who you work for? Crooked Feather put you up to this?
He pulls the trigger. Take 25 damage exactly.
My turn. That's 2 crits. I'm not even kidding. 55 damage.
55 damage. You
How's
watch as
he
he
look?
is blown out of his seat.
Dead?
No.
Bloodied?
Can't see him. Dodger was like, nice opener.
Oi! You're dead in there, mate. If you're still alive, grunt in pain.
You're a faint, panicked wheezing.
Oh, we can't have that. And I start trudging towards him.
Dodger, what are you doing?
Put an end to this.
We said we'd give him his life.
Why would you do that for?
We got the hostage. That's what we came here for.
If we let him go, he's just gonna round up more people and do the same thing again.
Yeah, and then we'll come back here and with more force. It's all about lying to each other. We got what we wanted. He got scammed the shit out of, and now we're gonna leave.
Turn back to wheezing little bloody purple. If I ever find out that you're doing this again, it'll be 10 times worse for you. And then I leave.
The heron. Did we find heron?
Holds up turtle.
Made him a turtle.
It's for his safety.
And we return. Welcome back, everybody. So the party begins. The party begins making their way down to the port. The port is massive, and there are strange mechanisms for a multi-leveled port. Which do you think? How is it possible? It's water, dude. But there's all of these strange pulley systems and stuff like that, and you can see all these huge mechanisms to literally reach down and lift a whole ass ship out of the ocean and move it into a building for future for maintenance and shipwrighting and building and stuff like that. So the view is a little killed. You can't really see the ocean. It's a lot of high steel beams and stuff like that, and wires and pulleys and chains. But oh, thank you, Lorwyn. But you do see a very bustling and busy city street and many docks and people going back and forth. Lots of wagons moving back and forth. The immediate thought is that maybe some low-level artificer came up with all of these pulley systems and counterweights and such. You can see massive heavy stones attached to weights that are just in the water and can be lifted up. One of the most busy parts of the city, to be honest, because a lot of the trade comes in from here. You can even see the river on one side moving inland. Outland. Sorry, I know how rivers work. And that's huge. It's like a mile thick river. It's monstrous. Yeah, it's large. But what do you guys want to do? How do you want to approach? If you guys
magic eyeballs.
Okay, the magic eyes alight as the brief swirl of deep blue and starry eyes cascade over you. Your vision becomes hues of purples and blues as various magic items here and there begin to make themselves known. There's not a lot. A couple of the ships seem to have magical artifacts on board, and one ship has arcane pieces on the ship itself. Whether it's magical cannons or the prow maiden does something crazy or something like that, there's definitely a destructive capability of the arcane on one of the ships.
Does any of the ships look like they have like an overabundance of magic items? Because I know that when I set up that shop owner and they confiscated her item, they put it on a ship, and that's what left. So is there maybe a way to tell if there's confiscated magic items just by observing around or seeing if there's a box getting loaded on that has a ton of them in it or something like that?
Solid question. The giant ass man of war was what you saw that belonged to the mage breakers. None of these ships are that big. You don't know immediately the answer to your question. There are a few crates here and there of magical items that give off magical glow, but upon closer inspection, that's arcane plants or resources of a type that you might use for casting spells. In one case, there's a barrel of dragon scales. Yeah. But you don't. I wouldn't say that you get like, oh, this one has a lot of magic items, or these people are particularly smuggling anything like that.
I'm gonna pop into Levy's head, and I'm gonna relay the information of the couple of like cool items and things that I found. I'm just gonna be like, just in case you want a little, edge up on that competition with Quip.
Much appreciated. Is it a good... kind of want to start making my move for those. Are we in a good position? She's just kind of giving Eshna the look like, can I go? Can I go?
I'm gonna boop her with guidance. And then which box are you going after?
So
Which one do you think?
You're in a busy port,
Right.
and you can see that multiple ships have a few. Well, Eshna would know that the multiple ships have a few magical items stashed away.
Right.
And
Nah, easy access ones. One's out here.
there is a barrel of dragon scales. That is
dragon scales?
magical. Another one is just marked seaweed, and it might just be like a plant like grass or something like that.
Nah, let's get the dragon scales. I'm gonna look at the people that are kind of around, like what ship that is gonna be going on, and I'm gonna boop her with guidance, and I'm gonna walk over, and I'm just gonna start making a show, just like, oh my goodness, this is the most beautiful ship I have ever seen. Can somebody tell me who owns this ship? I absolutely love it. And I'm just gonna start trying to like.
Hey miss, how are you doing? That ship is the Oopstant, and it belongs to
Bless you.
Oh, thank you very much, miss.
At this point, he takes off his hat. This is a commoner seafarer, a sailor of a kind, very old and crusty and leathery skin, very burnt and worn. And he goes, "That belongs to my captain. I'm one of the lookouts on this ship. It's a good ship. She's a good ship, the Oopstant."
Yeah, and I'm just gonna start talking to him. How long have you sailed on it? What's it like being on this? And I'm just gonna keep doing that. I'm just behind my back and be like, go, 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 go.
Yeah, I'm going.
Well,
I know how this works. I'm going
70
for.
years.
All right, yeah, go ahead and roll stealth.
Wow, you look so young. It must be all
you're
that
being
salt.
polite,
Yeah.
I appreciate you. It's very kind.
Oh, I have guidance.
You do have guidance, yeah.
You may need it for a sleight of hand later.
I just used it.
Well, there we go.
I can give it to her again.
23.
Oh yeah. You easily glide in between the crowds and people moving about, and you stay close to just behind one group of people who are moving all of these crates, but not so close that they notice you. You know what I mean? Far enough back that the people behind you are like, oh, they're probably with her, but you're not gonna raise suspicion. Just masterfully, just easily con your way onto the ship. You get onto the ship. This is a very crowded area. It's a barge of some kind. It's probably gonna go south. You can see the two various staircases down into the floors below. You can see the upper dock. Oh no, I'm failing to drum up all my nautical terms. All of the upper deck, where the wheel is and such. Oh no, I'm gonna look back on this and cringe. And of course, directly under that, the captain's quarters, which is got its own door, and a big open window. The only thing of note, aside from the rather plain commoners and sailors that run this ship, is there's one gargoyle, and this is like a humanoid made of stone, very smoothed over face. You haven't seen one of these before. Most of the gargoyles you have seen or know of are these big, monstrous, supposed to look like demons. This is a clothed individual, with a very impressive rifle slung over one shoulder and a single ruby, seems to have been drilled into where the eye socket would be, and it lights just a little bit on off as this individual looks about. Doesn't seem to be noticing you with your stealth this high. What do you do?
Going for the scales still. I would like that eye, but I'm not going for that eye.
Wisdom. You can see the barrel now being lowered through a hole to get to the lower decks. Well, that is a darker region, but now you'll have to make your way through the various decks and crowded floors of the boat itself. Another option, if you're looking at options, if you would like.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it's possible that in the captain's quarters you might be able to find something of note there as well. it's not likely any of these sailors are going to have anything of worth, really, and if they did, they wouldn't bring them on board with them. But the goods that they're shipping, that's the dragon scales. So what's the move?
Yeah, I'm going to pick up something that would make sense to be taking down there.
Okay.
And basically just kind of go with the flow of I'm working, getting stuff done.
All right. What is it you pick up? Like you can make something up, you know?
Probably another barrel.
Okay.
Or like maybe some supplies like food or something. So like rice,
okay.
maybe.
You look to the side and you see a large crate of citrons, like lemons and limes and stuff like that. An open face crate, and you can kind of lean down and it takes some doing. It's a lot, but you can tuck it under one shoulder and start walking below deck.
Yeah, trying to stay focused and go for those dragon scales.
Okay. A lot of empty hammocks. Half the crew is either working to get everything loaded up or on shore leave. So you're able to slowly make your way between the various hammocks and start moving down until you find the area that is much busier down below, but very dark. The only light coming from the one hole that everything's being lowered down. But you can see a lot of these real big dudes and big ladies just hauling all of this stuff and moving it around and really trying to batten it down and chain everything in and hammer stuff down, and everything's moving around real fast. No one's really paying attention to you, but you're having to kind of weave back and forth through the various people who are just too busy to notice you will plow through you if you're not careful. And with the ship swaying a little bit, you lock in on the barrel. You can see this real big half orc, holding the barrel on spot, and a much scrawnier human just nailing down the clasp, and it seems to be stuck, and he's trying to close the chain around the hook and he can't get it, and the orc's starting to cuss at him and he's working harder, and they're very focused. What do you do?
Yeah, I want to essentially act like I'm checking on some of the chains and making sure, like I set the barrel down, act like, oh, that doesn't look right, fix something, and then moving. And what I want to do, I want to duck by the barrel with the dragon scales.
Okay.
And I want to take off the top layer of the citrus, set them aside.
Okay.
And then I want to take the dragon scales and replace where the rest of the citrus are, put the citrus in, but then use that top
just kinda
layer.
hide it in there?
Yeah.
Okay. And you're just going for one?
How big are they?
A dragon scale?
I mean,
I don't know, Shane.
yeah,
how big are dragon scales? I'll have you decide.
So it depends on which age of dragon you're taking from. How old are these scales?
We will say these are some adult dragon scales. Not
Okay,
quite
I would say
immature.
I would say that it's a size larger than Sonari.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
how big would a scale be?
So Sonari scales are roughly about like that big.
Okay.
So if you want to do one for hers, I'd say
Small.
roughly around that.
A small,
like a small
dinner
plate.
Yeah, like a small plate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I said it. Now, if it depends on how much you really want to get into it, is this going to be? It's chromatic scale.
Yes, and I'm gonna have unless Levy is going for a specific color, it's a mixed bag, and I was gonna have them roll for what color of scale they get.
So, I don't know if you want to do your own homebrew on this, but you can have different size scales for different size, different color chromatics.
Okay, then let's put the point aside for a second.
Yeah, that'll make it easier if it comes to it.
Levy, you can see that the barrel's still open. They haven't nailed that down yet. In some roughly dinner-sized just pile of dragon scales of a variety of colors.
I definitely would want to grab a variety. If I see there's a variety, I would want a variety.
If you're grabbing multiple, the sleight of hand is going to be higher.
Yeah. I'm pretty dang confident.
Okay.
Like 4?
Like 4 of them? Okay. Roll your sleight of hand. As you weave in, and having moved the citrons out of the way, making room to snug in 4, roughly. She still looks confident.
Yeah, I got 24.
All right. I will let you pick one color and then roll 3 times a d20 for the other 3 colors that you managed to grab. But deftly, you move aside and just over the dude's shoulder as the half-orc is swearing down at the guy, you come in on the other side, lean and perfectly palm 4 of these, a small stack of 4 of these dragon scales, slide them this way out of sight into the bag, into the crate as you pick it up and gently push with your arm the rest of the citrons back over the top.
And so I'm rolling. You want me to roll now?
Yeah.
3 additional?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm not adding anything to these, right?
No. And go ahead and roll a d8. D8s for
and
those.
And a d8.
So
D8?
So 3 d8s.
Not d20s?
Yeah, my apologies. Let me get out of the crate. Purple Lotus, thank you so much for the raid. Oh my god. Appreciate you.
Oh, here they all are.
Hope you're doing well.
Here we go. Mm, 5, 6, and 8.
5, 6, and 8. Okay. What's the color you picked? You get to have one color of your pick.
What's the rarest?
That is a difficult question to answer.
Hold on, I got that.
I was gonna say, which one's the prettiest and shiniest?
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna reward the 8 with a weird one. I will say that right out the gate. But of the chromatic colors that are being pulled here, go ahead.
The rarest one that I was able to find are yellow, just to how they've existed.
Yellow, okay.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with the yellow dragon.
Because they're so rare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yellow works.
You palm a yellow one. You've got a green one and a blue one. And one that is moonstone.
Huh. Have I even ever heard of a moonstone one?
No. On immediate glance, you're not 100% sure what it is. I'm letting you, the player, know that it's moonstone, but Levy, it's like this opalescent, almost mother of pearl kind of thing going on. It meets a soft, pale, pinkish purple.
Ooh. Very cool. Okay, yeah, I'm getting out of there.
All right, yeah. You easily. I'm just gonna. You rolled so high on your stealth. You easily managed to maneuver your way back onto dock, where Eshna is still listening to. Yeah, Captain Whalley's a good man.
Oh, I'm sure he is.
Yes, he was. He's been the best. He's very kind to all of us over these many long years. Survived so many storms, and she is clear.
Well, you seem so knowledgeable about, the people and the ships and things like that. Is there an easy one that, isn't too expensive that we could buy passage on, possibly? That you know of?
Well, he kind of takes a step back and is very proud that he's been asked this, you know what I mean? And kind of puffs up his chest a little bit and leans back. Well, and points out the Yawning Dragon, the Thunderclap, and well, I don't know the name of that one, but that one over there.
Okay.
Those look to be relatively affordable. Where are you trying to get? Where are you trying to go?
Which? Just trying to head towards the western direction. We don't quite have a location and plans. The city is just a little tense right now, so.
Wandering.
Yeah.
I understand.
Wanting to get out of the city. I'm not much of a city gal, you know. I like nature and forests much more.
Wouldn't know about that, but oh shoot, what's his name? He reaches out a hand and gestures at an individual on top of the aforementioned ship, and that one knows a bit more about them woods. And you look and you see what you immediately recognize as a druid, but he is covered in just baggy, hanging, tattered leathers. To your surprise, he's got a barnacle on his head and a starfish just like on the back of his head, and he looks crusty. He looks like he lives in the ocean, never bathes unless it's salt water, and he is currently drunk, and he has his feet up on the wall, like if you were sitting with your legs out against the wall, but instead of your back to the wall, his legs are up in the air against the wall, and he's just sprawled out on the floor, humming, doing like this thing. And he goes, that one over there, that's Tinny. I don't know what his real name is, but he knows about them woods. Knows about them reefs too.
The reefs?
Yes, ma'am.
Which reefs? Out of character. Which reefs is he talking about?
Just reefs in general.
Just reefs in general? Okay.
Reefs.
You know, like the one with the giant eel and the...
Not
all
allowed
that
in
sort
those
of...
waters.
Okay. Oh, I don't know. That's why I was like, it's the only reef I know of.
That's fair.
Okay. Well, thank you for your help. I'm gonna go give him a pat on the shoulder and walk over to the group.
Put Sad on all pleased that he was helpful.
And lean over to Levy. How'd you do?
I mean, you tell me. And she's gonna open the bag a little bit so she can see.
Nice.
Not bad.
Not bad. Not bad. So anyways, I'm gonna relay the information to the group. The Yawning Dragon, the one that he didn't know the name of, and the Thunderclap, and then there's a very drunk demon over there that knows a lot about reefs and forests.
What's everyone else up to? Also, Eshna, you would recognize this scale to be made of moonstone.
I will look at it closer when we are not near where we stole it. Narian, Lorwyn, either of any of those ships seem all right for where we wish to go?
Lauren is just waiting to see where you guys choose because he's fine going on either one.
Okay. Muted, buddy. Put it
Mark
on the
off
bingo board.
cards. Does one ship look like more well maintained than another, or are they both?
Of the three, the Yawning Dragon, the Thunderclap, and the Crooked End, I would say that the Yawning Dragon looks to be in the best shape. Crooked End looks to be the fastest, and Thunderclap is kind of a barge and kind of raggedy. So the Yawning Dragon and Crooked End are relatively mixed. The Yawning Dragon being more equipped can tussle, and the Crooked End can probably just outrun most ships.
Well, essentially the plan is that we're gonna take off from the ship, right?
Which one looks best equipped to handle the takeoff of a dragon?
Yeah. That
Probably
was
be the
that
barge.
was more.
The barge, yeah.
Like the
Barge,
raggedy
yeah.
barge.
Unless we want to dock somewhere and get off the ship and then go.
There is a town just south of the Grips named Vrain. And that's a well-established town, has a port on the far end, but
if we take off from land, won't we have the same problem that we have leaving from the city? A dragon being
I thought
seen?
it was just because where we were is like under military craziness right now.
Taylor's
okay.
right. It's a small town. At worst, there'll just be rumors of your passing.
Bet. Okay. Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah, that was my understanding. But yeah, if we maybe docking, that's not a bad idea.
Just get to the next town, hop off, and leave that way.
Then in that
I
case,
say let's just take the
fastest one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that would be the Crooked End.
And we
I'll
go
head
on the Crooked End.
All right, you guys head over
walk
to the
over
Crooked
to the
End.
Crooked End.
Mean-looking wicked thing. It is a dark, stained brown. All angles very triangular. And while it has the sail proper, it also has these two like side sails that don't make any sense, and it's all folded up right now, so it looks a little convoluted. But there's just a slick look about this ship. You guys make your way to the dock. Seems a bit quieter than the boat Levy was just on. And you can see a few people coming and going, and a lot of people on the ship itself, just moving back and forth and doing stuff. What you guys want to do?
I'm just gonna see a lookout, someone that's just standing at the edge, watching, directing people where to go and stuff like that. I can't think of the title of the person that's like not the captain, but like the next in charge.
The first mate.
First mate that's directing everybody. I'm just gonna walk up. Excuse me, sir and or madam.
Before you is a dragonborn. Pretty yoked woman, and she goes, yeah.
Hi, I was wondering if you had any room possibly aboard for a small group of people to travel to the next town. We wish to just dock at the town that's just south of here.
North. Oh, sorry.
North? I don't remember which way. Sorry. Whatever
sorry.
way
You're intending
the
to go
god
north.
in my head
Sorry.
told me.
North, huh? Well.
If you're headed that direction.
We are, but not many others are. Kind of interesting. What's taking you north?
Wishing to get out of the craziness of this city?
She kind of pauses and looks over the city. Seems like a keg ready to go off, doesn't it?
A bit. Not one for large crowds with the chaos brewing.
I'll talk to the captain.
Thank you.
It's gonna be 50 gold ahead.
Lauren walks up.
Oh, okay.
How much?
Looks at Eshna in a he with you kind of a face.
Yeah.
About 50 ahead.
Does anything significant show their allegiance to a certain anything?
Nope, not that you can see.
Oh, 50 head. Are they in the capability of me putting it onto the tab?
You would have to ask.
Okay. Lauren says like, Lauren speaks to them and says like, are you able to put a charger to my house?
You got a house, do you? I don't know nothing about footing no bill, to be honest with you. Maybe we can make an accommodation. Who are you?
Lauren. I'm Lauren House Thorn.
Nobility. Looks to Ashna. Thought you were trying to escape these kind of people.
I like to escape them myself.
Not all are.
So
terrible.
nobility who's running, huh?
Oh, I don't run, I fly.
If you fly, what you need a boat for?
Others can't fly.
A most unfortunate misgiving.
It's a good answer, Shiny. All right, hang on. You watch her go up onto the top deck where this old looking halfling stands in high heel boots, getting every inch they can get out of them boots. Big hat, cape, a little over dramatic, standing stoically looking out to the sea as the Dragonborn leans way down and starts having a conversation, and you watch as his head goes, importantly, the back of his head. He says a few things and he turns around. What's this then?
Just seeking passage on your lovely ship.
Which one of you's noble? I can't tell between the one here with all the blue and the one here with all the gold.
Lauren,
Green, sir.
Lauren tilts his head in a form of respect and just raises his hand.
You're gonna cost more. If
Why
we
is it?
can come to because you can afford it. If we come to it, I think we have an accord. Everybody agree? You're 50 ahead. You're 50 ahead. You're 50 ahead. 100 for you. And no questions will be asked of why you are embarking from this fine city, nor will there be any talk of your passing.
Sir, my lovely companion here, and I gesture towards Levy, and I run a very successful entertainment show, and while times have been tense, what would you say to doing a trade of a performance for your crew along the way in exchange for our fee?
I love
Please
it.
let me roll Okay, great. I don't even have to roll persuasion. Yes.
I love it. I love it. Last and final question, and I want this one to answer. Points at Levy. The only one who hasn't said anything to him. Why are you going north? Not much up there. There's the grips, and them be dangerous waters. As this halfling in his high heels looks down at you from on high.
What's the name of the city we're going to?
Vrain.
That we're gonna.
Vrain is the only city. Vrain is the only city that's up there.
And real quick, what do we know of Brain? It's tiny, but
You don't know much at all. Make a
Well,
history check.
I was gonna say in our traveling days of
let's-
performing.
we can get an across the board history check.
Guidance, her answer.
Will I have advantage on this?
Is there?
I don't know if it's a thorn house or not.
It does belong to the lands of House Thorn, but unless you have something built into your kit that would give you advantage on this history check, I'm gonna say no.
No, it's just only just for having knowledge as being nobility.
Okay. Then no.
Okay.
13.
13.
Oh, across the board, like all of us?
Yeah, everybody makes a history check.
Oh no, I suck at history.
Yeah, same.
5 with my -1.
Okay.
I live in the now.
Anyway, never mind.
I've lived in the now for many years. Live for the future.
I'm a 2 and a 10.
A 2 and a 10?
10.
10? Okay. And a 13. And Eshna, what'd you get?
A 5.
Okay, you got nothing. The party knows
If
that.
we add all those together, though, then
The issue is you know so much more of
is a
the
champ.
grips and how it's famous for having pirates and whirlpools and apparently a crazy wizard up there.
Pirates?
Pod was actually given a quest last time you were here in Cairn to go rob a seeing stone from the wizard that's out there. Supposedly stole it from the Church of Amiss. So because you know all that, the city of Rain doesn't have any remarkable features that you know about.
Man, but you're a good liar. You got this.
Well, as my companion here just informed you, we have a traveling show. And though we have greatly enjoyed our time in this area, it is time to try and hit some of the smaller towns. You know, they don't get much entertainment going through there, so we're hoping that'll be our special ticket.
I love it. Interesting. Well, you have my fine friends only to pay up, and then you've got about 2-3 hours. If you're not here, I'm leaving you. And he turns and goes back to stoically looking over the ocean.
Aye, aye, Captain.
The Dragonborn comes back down to the dock to stand in front of you guys. Payment.
I mean, we're free, so.
Looks to Anarian and Lorwyn.
what was
50 gold from you, 100 gold from Lorwyn. Eshna and Lavina get to go free because they'll do a performance.
hand over 50 gold?
I don't have 50 gold. That's why I was like, I gotta do something else.
Is the captain still in earshot?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Lauren takes a second and thinks quickly to himself. He's like, and then speaks up in the direction of the captain, be like, "Would you prefer nothing today or continuous work in the future?"
Ooh.
Comes back over. What you mean, Shiny?
If you can get us to where we need to go, and no issues, everyone is there in perfect condition and not distressed in any situation, I can look to have you and your crew work very closely together with me for all future travels, guaranteeing at least 2 travels a month.
Roll persuasion.
$16.
Make it 3, and I want it in writing.
If we're making it 3, we get cozy accommodations.
He goes from, he goes, well, that's not possible because all we have is hammocks. The only cozy room is my room. Oh, shit. He's gonna make an insight check on you. Fine.
And he reaches at his hand.
I like it. And he clasps your hand.
Perfect.
But I want to see it in writing. He goes back to.
He takes out a note just like out of his pocket.
Okay.
And then starts writing it out right it for him as he goes.
I like it.
Yeah. And takes his stamp and he stamps it down on 2 copies.
Interesting. Okay. I like it. All right. Party has 2 hours.
Can I just standing? I want to see what that stamp looks like.
Make a perception check. there's a as Lorwyn takes the stamp, Levy does a little glance, just a little bombastic side eye.
Stealthier than that. Oh, I maybe have this 18.
What do I need to roll for that?
You don't, but you get to describe what you believe an 18's worth about the stamp to Levy.
For sure. So in this stamp, it's something that comes through his wrist, and inside of it is ivory, and so and the ivory is small hexagons, and around the rim looks like 4 separate crystals, and then a gold ring, a platinum ring, a gold ring, and then the stamp on top that when it presses into it leaves a sigil of a thorn, a rose, and also what was it? A flower with 3 leaves.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, and usually when it places into it, it relieves a gold symbol.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right. Ashna, you would also notice a faint magical glow from the stamp, from the stamp and
from it, like on the paper.
Mm-hmm. The actual physical thing that is used for stamping is magical.
Oh, not the symbol that ends up getting stamped.
I believe there would be a faint magical glow from that too.
Oh, is there? Okay, can I? Just because of what I am, is there like an arcana or something that I can see for, magically binding deals?
Magically binding deals. Make an arcana check.
I don't get advantage for being a patron.
Yeah, I'll give you advantage for being a patron.
Yes. $18.
Okay, with an 18, this does not have any magically binding magics in and of itself, but it does have a protective. It does put a certain amount of protection on the letter, in this case.
Interesting. Okay, very cool.
The rest of it would be wrapped up in just arcane information that you don't understand.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay. You got a little bit of free time before we take off on this boat.
Shall we get a drink?
Ooh.
I know we were just at a pub, but now
pub
we
crawl.
can go to now we can go to the Docks pub, which is always rowdy and exciting.
Sounds good to me. Hey, let's do it.
Want as well?
All right.
Okay.
As we start walking, I would love to pop into Lorwyn's head and just be like, "How's Thorn, huh?"
He just looks, his head just turns and looks towards you and just gives a soft smile and then turns back and does his ways.
You notice that at the same time, Sonari also looks at you.
Nope. Oh, right.
Yeah. As if as if also hearing in her
Right.
mind. Yeah. Excellent. Okay. Welcome to the Salt Lick.
Nah.
Hang on, I got tavern music.
That's a place out here in Texas.
Really?
Is it really?
Yeah. It's a barbecue place.
I was gonna say, can you order like a small salt lick with your meal?
There
Like
is
a tiny
small. There are
Just a
small
little.
bowls of salt at each table and along the bar as well. It's very loud in here, very noisy. A lot of sailors who are on shore leave are just drinking their money away. You can see a couple people just bellowing out a song. Only one of them's on key. There's a arm wrestle going over in one corner of the room between
Nice.
two burly dudes. And to your surprise, the individual that you saw out on the street that was referred to as Tinny, it has also made his way in here and is trying to get another drink from the bartender. And the bartender looks at him and is just shaking his head no. You don't see a lot of open tables, but you are able to go to the bar if you want to go to the bar.
Yeah, I'll go to the bar. I'll go next to Tinny.
Okay. I just want one more drink, man. You can't give me one more drink. I got, you know I'm good for it. I got the money. I can go get the money. Listen, listen, bro. And then just this weary bartender, roughly the same age as in his maybe late 20s. Listen, man, you're weird. You smell horrible. You don't got any money. You gotta go. And I don't. This is me being nice. You gotta go. This isn't. You just go, please. And he looks over to you and goes, "What about you, miss?"
I'll take 6 drinks, please. And I'm gonna cast Druidcraft, and I'm gonna like have this wonderful smell of like, kind of like, I'm trying to think if there's like a sea lily or like a water type flower, like a lily pad. And I'm gonna have that scent kind of float through, and it's gonna also like waft away the stinky guy's scent.
Okay.
Stinky guy.
Stinky guy.
The bartender looks at you and kind of approvingly goes, "Absolutely," and he starts preparing your drinks, and kind of turns, and his mood is improved as the rest of the party sits at the bar. Question mark.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I'd like to kind of look around. Are there any kind of like immediate, I don't want to say like threats, but like people I should be kind of keeping my eye on that might cause trouble? With a shiny Warforged from.
It's a pretty rowdy room full of sailors, and they're all pretty drunk midday. And it's very
D,
packed.
all of the above.
Yeah.
None of us probably look as rundown and ragged. Like we all probably look like we have, some money on us. So
Smart thinking. Make a perception check. The druid turns to you, Ashna, and goes, "Well, that's lovely. It smells fantastic."
Oh, your nose works. That's
Yes.
a little surprising.
And he is, while still intoxicated, clearly not that intoxicated. And he goes, "Yes." And then in Druidic says, "Greetings."
Druidic back. Greetings.
Interesting. And what brings you out to the port?
To leave. What brings you out to the port other than the drink and the company?
Well, I'm a bit of a shiftless layabout, you could say, but I make myself useful on ships, so I go from port to port, really, and everywhere in between.
I hear you know a lot about forests and reefs.
Oh yes, they're similar in a way.
Explain.
And he starts to go on about how a reef, how coral is a living organism, many living organisms, and starts making various not totally legit equivalencies between the trees and how plants are alive in their own way and how a lot of people don't recognize it. He ends it off with, it's all alive. Everything. Ocean is God.
One of them, I'm sure.
Where are you headed?
Just up north, to not Brain, but sounds like it.
Brain.
Brain, that's the one. Sorry, I did some morning drinking myself.
Speaking of, he kind of knocks his empty mug against yours, against your full one as the bartender puts it out. Looks at the party as a whole. Spare me a drink? Anybody? Pretty please?
I ordered 6.
He takes the 6th drink. Much obliged.
Of course. What is it that you do to help ships exactly? What's your specialty?
My specialty is I can be a sea creature, and breathe underwater and all that fun stuff. And usually it's getting barnacles off the bottom of the ship. Sometimes, hey, they need defense. They need defense from pirates or sea monsters or something like that. I'm a very capable individual when I'm sober.
So not often, or
when I'm on the clock, I am a respectable, upstanding druid. Thank you.
I see. Is there any ship that you are on passage on coming soon?
I have yet to make up my mind. It's pretty easy to get on a boat when you can be a rat. And then, if you get caught, you can make yourself useful. Why spill blood? People don't usually go all the way to just, if you're all the way out there in the ocean, because, that's just bad luck. Especially if you're so useful.
Sure, and there's always the use of turning into a dolphin and swimming away, so.
That, too.
Well, I'm always in craving for druid companion, seeing as I have not seen my own circle in a very long time. If you find yourself sneaking onto, what's the name of our ship again?
That would be the Crooked End.
If you find yourself sneaking onto the Crooked End, I will be happy to point out your uses.
I love it. And I will talk to you all. You, my friend, are gorgeous, he says to Anarian. That is all. Have an excellent rest of your evening. And he drunkenly staggers out of the room.
Looks behind him.
Gorgeous. Right. Well, that's pretty high praise.
The bartender goes, don't listen to Tyne. Don't. Tyne is nothing but trouble. Trust me. He's never sober. Never
you mean
seen
you
him
don't
sober.
Agree?
Well played. And he turns and heads down. Can I get your order? You need a refill over there.
Not that I don't trust the lovely dragonborn and halfling, but it's nice to have people on your side that's not under the captain's control.
Yes. That was well played.
Yeah.
Also with the scent thing, that was nice too.
Oh, thank you. That's very nice.
In the Western we're playing, Jake did the most brilliant thing with a scent because it was swarming season. And all of these insects were all over the place, and he was like, I prestidigitate bug spray. And I was like, what? Walk me through that. And he did.
Yep. And he actually did it.
Took
they don't like the smell.
Took all of the debuffs I had prepared, and I had to put that back in the cabinet for later.
Yeah.
Listen,
Look,
if we can use cow farts, we can use prestidigitation.
Sleep on it. It's so versatile. Love that spell.
Is there anything anyone who wants to do in here before we go to break?
What was the
That Jake's thing.
result of my 28?
Yes, thank you. There is a Kenku. There is one Kenku that you definitely have eyes on.
I have coin. Does he have wares?
Hooded. You can see mostly just the black beak as you can see the glint, definitely keeping an eye on all of you at the bar from across the room. You can see that there's a couple of other Kenku with this one. And they're just kind of watching you. Everyone else is kind of doing their own thing, but there's this one dude's definitely keeping tabs on you.
Well, I'll keep tabs on him right back.
Okay. Anything else we want to do before we go to break?
I am gonna pop into Levy's head and I'm gonna be like, hey, keep an eye out for or an ear out for Captain Whalley. That is the captain of the ship that you snuck on. So just keep an extra ear out for that name said about.
Good idea.
Yeah.
I'll be doing that.
All right.
I'll do the same, just listening.
The party spends their 2 hours with pretty good company and a solid buzz. And that's where we're gonna go to break. We'll be right back, chat.
What your situation here is? Are you trying to kill this man, or are you trying to
I'm gonna
explain to
walk
me?
out of here, and you're gonna let me.
Oh,
Why do you
you're
think we're after you?
I don't know, maybe because you blew up
You're
my
some no-name
operation.
fucking SoundCloud rapper.
No offense to you, Lil Purple. What you do is your business. Fully willing to just let you go about
You
your
can
day.
leave.
We're looking for a guy, and then we're gonna go. That's
Who's
it.
not small or purple.
I don't know who he is yet. Who is
He
man?
knows a little too much.
Okay, how about this?
You sound like the
I'm-
mouse.
I'm gonna take a few steps closer, all
Utopia.
right?
He sounds like the,
He's like the mole.
Godfather mouse.
You disrespected me. You disrespected my grandmama.
Don't do it.
Okay, but I do think that this is not a great place to do negotiating. I mean, death comes for us all one day,
Not
my
me.
friend. Not him, though. But
I could release you from your flesh prison.
Stonk's not the time.
He wants to live forever.
I hate to inform you, Little Purple, but you've accidentally and quite literally backed yourself into a corner. Either we stay here and let you drown, or we get to negotiate on fairer terms.
I'll take that chance. I just need to wait out until backup gets here.
Little Purple, you're running out of friends.
Within spitting distance, maybe.
You're right. This whole voice is just going to hell. He's a mixture of Stonks meets the Slug Lady from Monsters Incorporated.
Roz. Yeah, that's all I can hear.
Sounds good.
Give and take.
You first.
No.
Okay. Stonks closes the door.
Okay.
Son of a bitch.
We unlock that door again?
Well, let me get that for you.
Guys, Lil Purple's a little skittish. We're just gonna negotiate in private for a little bit. Mind we just close this?
Oh, all right. I just push the lever again to shut the door.
All right. Let's talk.
I'm just gonna inform you of my actions real quick, all right? I'm just gonna move forward just to get closer to you, all right?
I understand how magic works. No closer.
He's got you there.
All the best business has danger in it.
Do you make drugs? What do you do?
I work for some very big, scary people. Those big, scary people I'm more afraid of than you. But I do. Oh, he's gone. Until and goes. You run on back to your little lover now. And remember this.
Slowly starts walking towards y'all.
I never want to see your faces again.
I don't have one.
Yeah, he's just a skeleton.
You guys definitely kicked his teeth in.
Dodger's gonna run over to the door to. Oh, is that him? Is that the purple guy?
The one dressed in all purple? Yeah.
He's responsible for all this?
Mm-hmm. Before you
Sniper
go
rifle
crazy,
mode.
wait. I'm now gonna turn to Harem. What's his name? Heron?
Like Heron gone.
I'm sorry, but it's for your own good. And then I'm gonna polymorph him into a tortoise. Hold him gently in my bony arms.
Okay.
I raise my gun to Little Purple. Who you work for? Crooked Feather put you up to this?
He pulls the trigger. Take 25 damage exactly.
My turn. That's 2 crits. I'm not even kidding. 55 damage.
55 damage. You watch as he is blown out of his seat.
Dead?
No.
Bloodied?
Can't see him. Dodger was like, nice opener.
Oi! You dead in there, mate? If you're still alive, grunt in pain.
You're a faint, panicked wheezing.
Oh, we can't have that. And I start trudging towards him.
Dodger, what are you doing?
Put an end to this.
We said we'd give him his life.
Why would you do that for?
We got the hostage. That's what we came here for.
If we let him go, he's just gonna round up more people and do the same thing again.
Yeah, and then we'll come back here and with more force. It's all about lying to each other. We got what we wanted. He got scammed the shit out of, and now we're gonna leave.
Turn back to wheezing Little Bloody Purple. If I ever find out that you're doing this again, it'll be 10 times worse for you. And then I leave.
The heron. Did we find heron?
Holds up turtle.
Made him a turtle.
It's for his safety.
And we're back. Okay.
No, what?
2 hours pass. The Kenku, Anarian do not make any moves, and they eventually do leave. It's early evening as you make your way towards the ship. Coming on board, first mate Whalley, because you guys were given special comforting accommodations, brings you to Captain Kylor, and Kylor begrudgingly hands Lorwyn a key and heads down below deck. You find yourselves in the captain's quarters, which has a kind of a desk kind of bolted in and bench bolted down, one large bed, and rugs all throughout. So probably the comfiest you'll be on this ship, if you're not into hammocks, but this will even be comfier than hammocks regardless. The ship takes its time, and you start to question whether or not it truly is a fast ship before it gets out of the port itself, catches the current, catches the wind, and you guys feel like a moving back as the ship kicks into gear as the crooked end begins sailing along the coastline northwards.
So we're
Anarian
inside.
will be, over the course of the journey, we'll be like kind of going from one end to the other, just trying to see which one is, if any, are crooked, and how the ship got its name, if that's...
Okay. You look about, you don't find any particularly crooked ends.
Lies.
Shane,
Deception.
What were you saying?
So we're in the captain's quarters right now?
Correct.
Okay.
Bit of time passes.
If we're safe in the captain's quarters, can I look at that moonstone
Sure.
dragon scale?
Ow! No, yeah.
Please, Levy, can I look at it?
Fine. Hands it over.
Thank you. I'm gonna start like examining it, seeing what's up, seeing if I can feel anything from it.
Sonari also
If it
kind of
smells
peers over
like
your
the
shoulder.
moon.
Sonari also peers over
I'm a
your
druid.
shoulder. Yeah, but listen, I'm trying to figure out what the moon smells like, okay? Because there's no air.
Smells like Smarties.
Smells like cheese.
No!
Give me 2 seconds.
One.
One Mississippi,
Oh my
two
God.
Mississippi. Good job, everybody. On this
Yeah.
together, and we know how to stand.
Sorry,
Doing the
I
whole
did-
dance.
I only know a little bit right now because I got to dance with the Sharp family, and they were on ATT, and so they were doing that, and I was like, I don't know this, so I'm gonna just do synchronized clapping. And then I saw them do it so much, and I was like, I know the dance now.
Okay. You peer along this dragon scale made of moonstone. The underside of it is kind of porous, but the top side of it is smooth, almost like sea glass. That kind of almost soft, fuzzy feeling of smoothness. You can feel the magical potency within it just by touching it. Remind me, Eshna, of how the Kalashtar interact with dreams.
So Kalashtar cannot dream themselves. They can, however, receive like messages and omens from what they get their power from. So mine would be I get it from the stars. So like the big storm that almost wiped out my circle, I got a dream, a message from the stars about the last time a big volcano went off, that a big storm came and hit the location. So that's more how they work with dreams.
Okay. Well, this dragon scale can be used to alter certain spells, as dictated in the Game Master's Book of Legendary Dragons. They have slightly variant effects. Other spell components are dragon related as well, like dragon knuckles and such. In this case, I can look up the various altered spells in a bit, but what this does for you is if you feel like you could consume it, you could invoke to the stars a question. Basically, you can cast it's called augury. What's the spell where you ask a yes or no question to the gods and you get an answer?
I know it. I know what you mean. I don't know what it's called. Yes. Question D&D. Commune.
Okay. You can commune with the stars if you wanted to. Now you're already kind of able to do so.
I was like, I kind of already before bed, I'll send questions out into the stars, and
this would allow
send me a message.
An immediate and clear answer.
Interesting. Okay. Does it only do that for me, or would that do that for other people?
It does this for you because you cannot dream.
Oh, interesting.
What it does for everyone else, if it were to be broken up and consumed, or used to weave a spell of a kind, there is a hypnotic pattern that gets released when you break it up and activate it, if you will, this magic artifact. Hypnotic pattern is a big, beautiful, illusory apparition that appears, and everyone who can see it within range has to roll or just lose their actions and stare into this pattern and get lost in it. So essentially you have that spell in the pocket that you can use once upon breaking the scale, or strange stuff with Eshna being a Kalashtar.
I'm gonna hand it back to Levy, and I'm gonna be like, yeah, you can keep that with the other ones. That's interesting. I'll like sum up what it does.
Okay.
Well, are you sure you shouldn't hold on to it?
I can if you're okay with that. It's yours. You did the work for it, so.
Yeah, just hold on to it so that, or be willing to testify to Quip about the amazing thing they got.
Lorwyn, you have never heard of a Kalashtar.
Cool.
And so you're just learning for the first time that Eshna cannot dream.
Okay. Lorwyn is intrigued by this because he also can't dream.
Mm-hmm.
So he stays a little bit quiet to try and take this in. I don't know how Sonari feels about that, but he himself just has never heard of someone else not being able to dream before.
Sonari is a bit indifferent. Sonari does get in the water at one point.
In which form?
Yeah. Jumps in human form and is seen later on deck in human form. Definitely could not have caught up in human form to this boat. And so there's a few kind of rumors going around a little bit about a little confusion. Just kind of like, how did that lady get back on the boat?
She's a mermaid.
Why doesn't she talk to us when we talk to her? As the evening comes in, the stars open up before you guys, and you can see so many stars. The last time you saw this many stars, Eshna, was on your mountaintop.
I'm just staring. I like to think that I orient myself on the ship so that the Big Dipper that's on my face is perfectly mirroring the Big Dipper that's in the sky.
Okay, I like that.
Just so you know, like if it's slightly over there, then I'm facing that way. I'm facing my Big Dipper.
Fast forward later to someone holding you up and like trying to navigate through the ocean.
I'm like the chicken. They're like moving my body, but my head isn't moving.
All right. As the evening deepens, there was a performance promised. Do you guys want to do that as we wrap up for the night?
Sure.
As kind of the final story beat.
Sure. I'll do my summon my 3 little bears.
Okay.
So they can come out and help with the performance. So, Lorwyn, this will be your first time seeing them. 3 bear cubs that are celestial looking. They're like darker fur with little bits of white shining on them, like little stars and stuff like that. And they all roll out and tumble and roll on top of each other, doing a little and they'll dance around me, they'll dance around Levy, they'll kind of go up and be like dogs, like sniffing everything and saying hi to everyone. Imagine that.
Okay.
What that one is doing.
Tumbling.
He looks to Scenari, and through their connections is like, this reminds me of you.
It's you.
There's a bemused emotion sent back of like, I'm not that small anymore, kind of an energy. How dare you? But still enjoying the adorableness of these bears. The crowd around the sailors all kind of are watching and very engaged in the show. Levy, what are you doing?
Dancing.
Okay, let's get a performance check from the both of y'all.
Yeah,
Dancing with the bears. Dancing, tumbling. That's pretty good. Performance.
19, 21, 22, 23, 23.
Nice.
Oh, 23 as well.
Hey,
Okay.
we're so in sync.
I love it. A bit of music is struck, and along with the dancing, and a beautiful performance is displayed. At one point, Levy, even on a boat, you are fleet-footed, and Eshna with the beautiful illusions moving about. A lot of the attention is drawn to this performance, and everyone's cheering you guys on, and it is Anarian that sees the tentacle slowly rising up the side of the ship.
No.
Hey, it could be our friends.
What's the
Could be our little druid guy sneaking up.
the meme? Oh.
And that's where we're gonna call it for tonight.
Oh gosh.
All right, chat. Everyone stick around. We will be doing a raid, but thank you for being here. I'm very excited for heading to Vrain and the Grips. I have long wanted to go to the Grips. I'm very, very, very excited. If you guys want to get caught up, there's a YouTube. It's called Jake and Feffers, and it has years and years. Actually, this October is I think our 5th year of Longshot, streaming Longshot D&D episodes. Needless to say, there's a lot of content on the YouTube, but we have 3 weekly episodes 3 weekly campaigns, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Feel free to tune in. We have this one, which is like an epic feudal kind of theme and setting, a little more traditional, maybe a little high fantasy. And then we have a Western and one that is like Treasure Planet if it was Fae in the astral plane. It's crazy, and it's level 20. So tune in for those as well. I am Sir Feffers, the humble dungeon master of the Long Shot Table, and while I am throwing up this raid, let me throw it over to Shane Whalley.
Hi everyone, I'm Shane Whalley. You can find me on all socials, named under Shane Whalley, Twitch under Whalley, and owner and host of the Real and Remarkable podcast. To Lorwyn today, after this whole endeavor, is just remembering where he is and his whole connection with Thorn. Happy that he was able to instill any good advice that he could with the situation that happened between the guards and the elderly lady, because he himself does not like to hear that people are taking advantage of their roles. And so coming down to make this pact with the ship, he actually truly will hold on to this if things go according to his requirements, and whether or not he will be on the trips himself with the 3 that he has promised. He'll make sure that three trips a month will happen. But overall, his mindset is pretty content. He's excited to watch this performance with the Bears and sit close with Sonari to have some memories come back to them. And I'll throw it over to Levy.
Everyone, I am the player for Levy, and I am that dorky cosplayer. And I'm curious how this all is gonna go. Obviously, you know, with the octopus or whatever coming, that kind of is possibly not a good thing. Taylor seems to think it's friend. I don't agree, but then let's think positive. Sure, it's a friend. That'll be interesting. Not sure about that. I don't know about that. But yeah, you can. I'm on all the socials. Come see all the cosplays and all the shenanigans, and I will pass it off to Taylor.
Hi everyone, I'm Taylor Ann Tracy. You can find me everywhere as Taylor Ann Tracy. I play Eshna, Kalistar Druid. So she sees every animal as a possible new friend, tentacles or not. I do know that the other druid that we met said that he sneaks on normally as a rat, so I'm hoping he's on the ship, as he has a specialty, hopefully, fighting sea monsters, as he said before. Ashna is excited to get closer to see if she can find Mirror Sky. She's loving the stars. Taylor really wants to interact with some pirates, because I love pirates so much. So excited for that. What I do is a LARP, live action roleplay event called Heinafall. It is a 5-day immersive medieval game. It's super fun. Check us out at heinafall.com. It's in November. Our grand gathering we're going to have small events this year as well.
It's going to be amazing.
But our big 5-day event, I'm so stoked. It's going to be so fun. You're looking for Shards of Excalibur this year. It's King Arthur themed, so check us out. It'll be a blast. Sending it off to Jake.
Hello, I'm Critfail. You find me on TikTok and Instagram. I play an Aryan. That tentacle better be a fight. I need a fight. I need a fight so bad. I know you're like, maybe it's friendly. No.
It won't be for long.
It'll be the perfect thing to help an Aryan get his mind off of, the big sad. So hopefully it attacks us right away and doesn't give us any opportunity to be like, what if we're friendly? So yeah, and Aryan's just kind of along for the ride. Pulling rank was fun. He hasn't gotten a chance to do that in a while, being back in his home city. Pulling fake rank, I guess I should say, since he's no longer the Trish of a Miss, when that would have mattered.
Frank.
But, got the job done, so it's fine. Everything's fine.
Amazing. I think that's everybody. Yeah. All right. Everybody, we're gonna go kick it with Dummies and Dice Rolls. Amazing other D&D channel. Some good friends over there. Go say hi to them. A lot of them were in the old guard from the Hogwarts professors days, actually, which is pretty cool. All right. Have a good evening, everybody. Bye.